So on the first hit there, this thing downshifts into second. Obviously what I don't want to do. The qualifiers were really high, so I do what I normally do and lower them to about 55 miles an hour. So once you get over that, you can smack it and it will not go to second. Here's the part of the show, well, what we call just the facts, ma'am, basically. And what we're going to go over here is Nick's awesome C10 here. This thing, man, it just looks so cool. I love patina and everything like this, of course. Nice amount of rust, everything else, blah, blah, blah. So what we have, I'm unsure on fuel pump, to be honest. I think it has, no, I do know. This has the Holley basket in a stock-ish fuel cell. So he has the fuel cell kit for this car that goes in between the frame rails under the bed, and then he bought the Holley drop-in twin pump hat assembly. So instead of a filler hat, this has the fuel pumps in it, the feed and return line and the wiring, the O-ringed fill cap, everything you can imagine. So that's what he has, and then he's triggering the pump with the Holley. The second pump is running on one pump, and mostly he was going to run straight pump gas, but then, you know, I kind of convinced him. I'm like, hey, we could do that, but the ethanol thing is incredible, and even if it's far away from you, just, you know, one day if you're swinging by, or if you ever go to an event or something, it's probably going to be worth your time to just have it, because it's $1 cheaper a gallon, and, you know, you might be able to pick up 100 or 200 horsepower depending on everything else in your vehicle. So he said okay, and he went ahead and set it up. So we did pump gas, and then we did flex. And what do we have here? We have the first hit here, nice conservative base hit. Let's bring the data log over here. So like it says here, I'm trying to use, I did not know that this has a title and a note fields. So I'm trying to put them in here. So now when you look, we have, I think I biffed it on a few of them, but you can put notes in here. So like I wrote here, gate, conservative timing, mid 12 air fuel on 5 pounds. So it made 360. Then, what do we get to? 5 pounds with 2 more degrees. So we only picked up you know, it was marginal. We didn't pick up enough, but we wanted to get it sorted on 5 pounds. What is this? Boost controller at 30, 6 PSI. So what happened here is we were testing out his boost controller. So he has a fairly low base spring. So 30% of the 3-port made 6 pounds. So it only picked up like the tiniest bit of boost. So it was 3. We got the boost controller working. No, this is boost controller not working. That's boost controller working. Yeah. He had a power switch like I recommend to turn the boost controller off, so it worked. That's what the test was. So it was doing the same amount of boost, so I lifted, and then I turned the boost controller on, and then it worked. Imagine that. So roughly a 3-port usually won't even make boost until 20% on, most setups. So after that, I bumped it up a little bit more for pull. See, I wrote 5 here, but that doesn't line up with these, does it? Oh, no, it does. Good, I fixed it at some point. 8 pounds made 440 on pump. A little bit more boost. Boost controller is working great. 485 on 9. See, this car, sorry, let's reel it back in. It's a Gen 3 6-liter. It has a VS Racing billet 80, but the T4, the small backside billet 80 millimeter, air-to-air intercooler, all the good stuff, all the regular things. It has Bosch 210s, I believe. We can confirm it right away here. Custom 220, yes. So this has custom in it because this is version 1. Holly version 1 doesn't have the Bosch 210 option, and I didn't want to. When stuff runs good, I usually don't like risking doing a firmware thing and making everything unhappy. So he has 210s, and then where are we at here? Sorry for the squirrel action. So 485. So the power was coming in really well. It was doing good because it's a T480, but I knew at some point it was probably going to choke off because it's a 6-liter with a T480 with the smaller hot side. So it was coming up good. What do we make? 485 on 9 pounds, and then 530 on 12. Bam, look at that. Turbo's really getting happy. 534 on 12. And then what's this? 14 pounds was 585. Check it out. So right here you can see boost controller at 40%, 8 PSI. Boost controller at 50%, 9 PSI. Boost controller at 60, 12 pounds. Boost control at 70 was 14 pounds. And this is still conservative pump timing, at least in my, what's that word? In my opinion. And then we move it around, obviously, once we get some solid numbers and make sure the boost controller is working. So where did we first E85 hit is number 10. That's what we're gonna jump to. No, that's obviously, this is the downshift in the video. That's the downshift, so I lifted super early. And then I fixed it. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So what was, I'm looking at my notes on this other, see I have my data logs here, which make more sense for me to look at. Oh, so 585 versus 650. So 585 versus, so one of them is first E. Which one is it? 585. I'm sizing this up for you guys. Yeah, here we go. Make it easy. Here we go. So this was the gain on E85 with like a little bit of base amount of extra ignition. And it's pretty cool to see. This is the same amount of boost. So it picked up like 110 rear wheel. That's obviously always nice to see. And then this is where, see, it's picking up power like crazy. So then we go to 17 pounds, which is the top of the boost controller. Right about here. And it just keeps struggling. Like you can add boost, but then it noses. It keeps nosing under. So our one hit there, 17 where it made 696. Anything over that, it was struggling. So this was like a little bit of a peak. We put shop air on top. You can see in the last part of that last dyno pull of the video, you can see where I hooked up my shop air. And it was just choking off there. This thing would be stellar with the T6, but he's like, I'm mostly going to be on pump. And they seem to do really well with that. And it's not like he's going to struggle a whole lot with, excuse me, he's not going to struggle with the power it makes. He's not going to be unhappy with it. So that's mostly it for now for that thing. I think it's super cool. And it was running a 4L80E and some other regular things you would anticipate. And that's basically all. So all in all, successful time out here. And it would be cool for him to maybe do a bigger turbo one day and whatever. But again, you know, just under 700 unlocked. Pretty fantastic. Also, you might be able to hear it or not in the video. This has a completely stock 4L80E and converter. So he wanted to make sure before he spent the money on a converter and the trans and everything that it seems solid. You can probably hear when I'm accelerating, I even lift off the pedal. The shifts take a long time to complete, so I didn't want to beat it up. That's why when I did that first downshift, I changed everything, because we didn't want it doing that. Above all, overall, everything else it was doing great, so now he's going to do probably HD2 kit and get a single billet converter from Ryan Jans, more than likely. I gave him Ryan's contact info, and blah, 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 etc. Now he has fun. Now he's a scary as hell old suspension C-channel no brakes truck that makes 700 wheel. Congratulations, Nick. Everybody else, see you later. Okay, thanks, bye.